Galnet News Update, 30th of July 3308. Thursday's call for components to rebuild the Azimuth Biotech labs, which will allow thousands of captured Thargoid spaceships to be analysed by the same organisation that 4 years ago was running Project Seraph, a series of experiments with the goal of converting Thargoid scouts for operation by humans, may prompt even the most ardent of Salvation's supporters to reflect for a moment. For more sceptical observers, the moral compasses of those backing Salvation might seem to be spinning ever faster with each new demand from the secretive scientist. It all started, gently enough. Someone called Salvation contacted us and said it was vital for the sake of humanity that we find an old spaceship called the Hesperus that had belonged to an old company called Azimuth. We found that spaceship and, prompted by Salvation, we also found its tender, Proteus, and uncovered the secret of an ancient weapon that used a Guardian relic to create a powerful and dangerous death ray. Salvation said the old bureaucratic anti-Xeno organisation Aegis could never do what he could to save us all from the Thargoids, and he competed openly with them to collect Guardian technology of the sort that could be used in modern versions of that ancient Proteus weapon. And the majority of commanders believed him. When with our help Aegis became an irrelevance, defunded by the superpowers, following an impressive demonstration of a newly constructed super weapon that cleared Thargoids out of the Cornsar system, and after the Aegis megaship Alexandria went missing, the Empire, Federation and Alliance all decided to back Salvation exclusively. Salvation said he could bring the war between humans and Thargoids to an end forever. His superweapon was the weapon to end all wars. But then, the cracks began to show. We discovered that Salvation had actually enticed Thargoids to invade Cornsar, so he could demonstrate his superweapon. Tens of thousands of innocent inhabitants of that system were killed to allow Salvation to demonstrate how good his weapon was. And then we found out that Salvation had been a director of Azimuth Biochemicals, and that he had been part of the secretive INRA plot to infect the Thargoids with a biochemical fungal virus 150 years ago, a morally questionable attempt at xenocide, and that he had ordered the Aegis megaship Alexandria to be ransacked for the Guardian technology it carried, with the loss of everyone on board, and that he had been working to keep the return of the Thargoids secret, so Azimuth could have exclusive access to an alien technology, and that he had sponsored Project Seraph, which resulted in the tortured deaths of hundreds of captive and unwilling human test subjects who were cruelly interfaced with the powerful and deadly Thargoid technology in the hope that one of them might be able to fly the alien ship using the power of their mind. Only one test subject, the now famous D2, flew a Thargoid ship and survived. She has escaped and her whereabouts are unknown, but she's likely to harbour an extremely justifiable desire for vengeance against Salvation. Salvation's first instinct, when he found out about the Thargoids' return, was not to warn humanity. It was to keep the Thargoids secret, and he employed the Black Flight military organisation to violently suppress all reports of alien spaceships. Salvation wanted, and still wants, Azimuth Biotech to be the only human organisation to possess the secret of Thargoid technology. Is that because he wants to save humanity? Or because he wants power over everyone and everything in the galaxy? So, where do we stand? in our support for Salvation? Is he still our best hope of surviving the Thargoid War? Or is he a dangerous megalomaniacal criminal who wants to plug humans into alien spaceships to make his own unassailable private navy? Salvation has gained our support to supply fuel for the latest and most powerful version of his superweapon, the Proteus Wave, which is being made ready to fire to disable Thargoid spacecraft that can then be captured by Azimuth. Salvation is now using us to help rebuild his laboratories so he can analyse and prepare these Thargoid spacecraft. So, what's the one missing ingredient? If the next appeal for help that Azimuth puts out is for us to supply occupied escape pods, what will we do then? Is there a point at which the moral ambiguity crosses over into just plain wrong, just plain evil? Or do the means justify the ends? Will we willingly help him fit his human victims into his Thargoid spacecraft, no matter how many are rejected by the spacecraft and die horrible deaths? Our moral compasses are about to be tested like they have never been tested before.